Welcome back to Fast Monty's Garage. Today we finally get to test Delta Pag's 14-inch brushless fan because you guys have been hounding me for the last few fan test videos to get it done. Well, here we are. We're going to do all the things. Amp draw, CFM unloaded, CFM loaded, noise, and more importantly at the end we're going to go over their digital fan controller to help modernize your classic car and the benefits of doing so. Now, if you're brand new, welcome. I'm a former mechanical engineer. I restored the 69 GTO you see behind me in my home garage. I film all the projects. I make the mistakes. You guys learn faster, so subscribe if you haven't. If I've ever helped you out in the past, consider getting a hat, shirt, join the full Monty Club. And all proceeds go to buying more parts, setting up test benches that you're going to see in a second, and we can go from there. Now, first observation here. Actually, let me back up 1 second. When I restored the GTO, I rebuilt the original motor, and it's now a 470 bored and stroked. It's fuel injected. It's creating double the power of a stock engine. So when you do that, you create more heat. It's physics, and I had to find a very good radiator. I fell in love with cold case because they have really wide tubes to pull out that heat, and in doing so you actually need to consider getting electric fans because a mechanical fan is not going to cut it with double the power output. So consider getting electric fans, and when you're doing that and when you're shopping for fans, this is what got me, is that I just assumed that the CFM spec was legit from whatever fan, so I just picked the lowest price fan. Well, that felt something was off there, and I ended up figuring out that not all fan manufacturers measure the fans the same. That's why I created this fan test list. So every fan I've tested, it's my way of testing. I will get into the details, but they're on my website, fastmontysgarage.com. It says fan tests. With that realization that not all fans are created equal, I started designing my own fan shrouds for cold case radiators in particular, and these, for example, are 14-inch fans that currently fit on my website, several different cars. Go look them up. Now, the neat thing about Delta Pag is they are what's called a surface mount fan. So you can actually just mount it to the surface of the shroud. Now, if you guys end up wanting a Delta Pag fan, I will modify shrouds to fit. So you can get the cold case radiator, use my discount code FASTMONTY, get you free shipping, get my shroud off my website, and just shoot me an email saying, Mike, I want the bolt pattern for a Delta Pag, and I'll make it happen for you. Okay, so moving forward, let me show you the key attributes between a brushless fan from Delta Pag versus the others on the market. Let's go. Look at the freaking difference between a 14-inch Spall brushless motor and the Delta Pag motor. That is one very unique thing that should jump out at you with the Delta Pag design, because the electronics for the motor are separated. Whereas on a Spall or most other products on the market, the electronics are built into the motor, so that requires a much bigger hub. So now that the electronics are out of the way here, you can shrink the motor diameter and increase the surface area here to get more CFM. So that's very unique. I really like that design. The other thing here are the blades. The blades were designed with CFD software, that's fluid dynamic software. So these are optimized for pulling CFM under load, which is exciting. I can't wait to test that. The other unique feature here is there's cooling vents. This looks like a screen. That's for cooling, so you're not going to overheat your motor. And if I didn't mention it yet, brushless motors do not have those commutator brushes that you'd see in an old DC style motor. And that's the wear item on those older motors or brush motors. Brushless fans, the only thing that's going to wear out are the bearings, basically. So as long as you don't overheat your motor, the bearings are going to wear out first, so you can get thousands and thousands and thousands of hours out of a brushless design. Now, I mentioned earlier this surface mount. So this is a little over 2 inches, whereas the Spall design is a drop-in style. So the shroud required for these guys is huge, and I'll show that on the test bench. Let's go ahead and show off the test bench and get to testing. Welcome to the lab. Yeah, it's just 2 workbenches, but I got all the equipment here: anemometer, power supply, decibel meter, amp clamp, custom shroud that I designed. It'll make more sense when we mount it on a radiator after this test. And yeah, we can get started. Now, let's start with the power supply real quick. We're setting it up. It's a 13.8 volts at 50 amps max. The reason I'm using 13.8 is our alternators put out between 13.8 and 14.2. So might as well go with what your alternator puts out, because some specs online for fans are around 12 volts, not 13.8. So just keep that in mind if you're hunting for new fans. So this is how most manufacturers measure the fans, with free flowing air. But if you've seen online where someone's measuring CFM like this right above the fan blade, that's not how to do it, because there's too much turbulence created by the fan and the fan blade itself, and it creates highs and lows, and the highs are dramatically high. So per HVAC rules, if you're measuring for heating and ventilation flow, you need to do it 2.5 times the diameter away. So if this was a 12-inch fan, you would need to be 2.5 feet away in a tube to measure it more adequately. Now, professionally, if you're going to measure CFM, you need Bernoulli's equation. That requires before and after pressure monitoring equipment and temperature. And that's how you get the real CFM. Now, you guys know, we're doing this out of my garage. I'm trying to do it for you guys can mimic at home too, so you can test your own fans if you wanted to. Now, the neat thing about brushless motors is they have a very, very slow start, and I'm going to show that to you. We're also going to measure the amps on the amp meter on the power supply, and I have an amp clamp to back up our data. So let's kick it off. Let me show. Oh, before we do that, Delta Pag, actually, when you buy a motor, you have the option to wire it direct or use their controller. If you wire it direct, it's a 4-wire brushless motor, and they wire the 2 wires together, and you can power it with your existing brushed fan motor harness. So what will happen is you'll get the soft start benefits, so the very low amp draw at startup, and it will go ramp up to full speed. So that's how we can test. We're just going to turn on the power supply and the fan will start going. So let's start with that. This is purely to watch how the fan starts when I power it up. So it's just like in your car, you reach a certain temperature range where the fans have to kick on, and the brushed motor way. So it's just on off, right? So turn it on, watch it kick, slowly starts up. I can see the amps creeping up. That took about 10 seconds or so. Soft start is pretty interesting, isn't it? That is the same behavior for all brushless fans. So that's why they're so attractive. You don't have the massive amp spike you have with the brush fans. Now, we have to solve the problem of how to measure CFM in a better way, more consistent way. Let's do it. Oh yeah, cone. This is the same cone I've been using for all 14-inch fans I've been testing. It fit perfectly even around the electronics. The nice thing about it is it gets us away from the turbulent area, so the flow becomes a little bit more laminar or smooth, versus, I mean, the best thing to do would be like another 2.5 feet here. I just don't have the time to make that tube. And this narrows it down to 12-inch diameter. So we can just plug in one number. We don't have to do any math subtracting areas of motors or anything, and just get a max measurement. So I'm going to go ahead and tape this down so it doesn't fly away, and we'll get to testing. 0.785 in my anemometer. That's the square footage of a 12-inch opening. So we can go ahead and measure when it's at max RPM. When I turn it on, I'm going to wait for the amp meter to max out, and then we can start measuring. Let's go. All right, those of you keeping notes, 20.5 amps, up 20.8, 21. Let's call it 21. Here we go. All right, 2367, not too shabby. I'm probably gonna do it a few more times just to make sure I don't have any measurement error in there, and I'll average them and let you know the number. All right, 2391, that's the max I could get. So I'm gonna go ahead and do 2375 as our unloaded CFM. So let's go ahead and get the radiator installed, put this back on top, and test it again. It's my cold case radiator with my test shroud. Perfect. This is why I designed it so it's flush along the core, both sides, all four sides I should say, and we are good to go. So we have free flowing air coming through a radiator, which means it's under load. This time we will measure the noise or decibels and the amp draw, because the amp draw should be a little higher than just free flowing air. Let's go. All right, a little bizarre, I'll tell you why in a second, but this is 1230, not too bad, but the amps didn't get over 15.6, which is weird to me because all my other fan tests I've done in the past, the amps are higher under load. Remember, we did it free flow, no radiator, no load, was 21 amps. Interesting, right? So I gotta noodle that, but I'm gonna write this down. And I'm going to show you how their controller works, which is really neat. Here's the Delta Pag fan controller. It's really neat. It actually controls two fans with one controller. You also have the option to do a temperature probe, where you stick that in your radiator into the core between the fins, or you can get a 3/8 MPT temperature sensor you can put in your crossover or wherever you want to put that bung. There's also a auxiliary on. So if you need to turn your AC on, you want your fans to turn on, that's what wired to this, and it would turn your fans on. So pretty cool. Let me get it wired up. Programming this is super easy. Do not connect your fans yet, just for safety, but go ahead and power it on. Same 12 volt source you'd use for the fans, and there's the current temperature on this probe. And if we hit mode, speed 1, that is where we want it to turn on. I want to use my body heat, so let's just go down to like 82-ish, 81, and then we'll do, that's low speed. Then we'll do max speed. Why don't we get lower, like 88-ish, 88, 87. That's good. And then off, 76. So we can go back to current, and so if the temperature gets to 76 after the fan's been running, it'll turn off. How cool is that? All right, let's get it connected, show you how it works. Fan's plugged in, and I'll just grab the probe and it should jump up to like 85. I heard the relay kick on. There goes the fan. I let go of the probe. And let's see if we can notice the speed, and you can see in here it's not maxed out, it's halfway. So let's see if we can max it out here. There we go. That's maxed out, so if we cool it off, the temperature's dropping. Now we're close to our on temperature. You can hear the RPM is matching the temperature. Heat it up again. Say we just gunned throttle. You can see the speed. It changes with the temperature. Now let's see if we can get it to turn off. Turn it off. That's pretty neat. While we're here, I wanted to show you the fan shroud drama I was telling you about. This shroud is specifically built for the depth of this fan because I wanted to test it. That's why. That's a big shroud. So that's a standard shroud. This is why I like the surface mount so much better, because the fan can just bolt right on. Just like that. So that gives us options for all kinds of fans. So if you want a Delta Pag fan, let me know. I'll get the bolt patterns correct for a Delta Pag and go to town. Now let me compile the notes and wrap this up. All right, the chart's filled out. There it is. You can go to fastmontysgarage.com, hit fan test, and this is a dynamic spreadsheet. So anytime I test a new fan, it will be added, and you guys can follow along, or at least help you guys out pick what fan is best for your situation. So let's rip the Band-Aid off here. I'm a little disappointed on the loaded CFM, which was 1230. A little bit of proof there as to why it struggled is the amp draw. Loaded is 15.6, where unloaded it was 21. It's usually the opposite. So there's probably some room to improve on the motor size, winding wire diameter, bigger magnets. Yes, that means more amp draw, but that means more CFM. Now, if I got something wrong or I didn't test it right, I will update, do another video based on feedback from Delta Pag. I'm totally open to that. So this is just based on my findings today. Now, proof of the amp draw situation and CFM, the SPA monstrosity that I showed you. 38 amps per fan. Also is the champion so far on my spreadsheet at 2000 CFM loaded. But it also needs this huge shroud to be designed and may not fit in all cars. That's why I pumped the brakes on the shroud design for those, because they take up more space width-wise and depth-wise. So time out on that whole thing. So let's talk about the good things about Delta Pag. I forgot to mention how light these are. These are like pretty darn light and very impressive. I love that it's surface mount, so it can be modified to fit one of my shrouds. So if you guys want a Delta Pag fan, go get it. Let me know what shroud you want from me. If I don't already have it listed as a Delta Pag option, I can configure shrouds for any bolt pattern. So just let me know. Shoot me an email, fastmontysgarage at gmail.com. Now, the other thing I loved was the controller and how easy it was to program. You saw I just put my body temperature in there and just controlled the fan speed. Yeah, that was pretty neat. Now, in reality, for your car, you would probably set your on temperature at 170-ish and your max speed at 190 or whatever your max temp you want to run at, and the computer will do the work. So as the temperature increases, RPM increases. So your goal with the brushless design from Delta Pag would keep your engine temperature at the same, no matter what you do. And that is really neat versus the old school brushed motor method where you do on at 195 and off at 180. So your engine has to go through this temperature cycle. And then you run the risk of blowing fuses every time those brushed fans turn on, because they're pulling 40 amps, 50 amps when they spike, each fan when they turn on. So I did a video on that already, so go look it up. Now, a lot to go over. Ask questions, leave comments, let me know what fans to test. I don't know who makes all the fans in the world, and maybe we'll have a follow-up video for Delta Pag. I don't know yet. So, thanks for hanging out. Until next time, build them fast, drive them faster. See ya.